This boy has an IQ of 180, but he has a terrifying dream. That is to collect 20 pairs of beautiful women's hands. He started secretly sharpening scissors in the middle of the night, planning to target Lisa, the most beautiful girl in his class. But on this day he gathered all his courage, and tried to work on an experiment with Lisa. However, he was rejected by Tom, who was partnered with Lisa. So he quietly ran to the storage room, grabbed a wrench, and walked straight up to Tom, in front of the entire class. He unhesitatingly knocked Tom down. Afterward, the investigator asked him why he hit someone. He put on an innocent expression, and hinted that he was abused at home, which is why he became so violent. When his mother heard about this, she had no choice but to start suspecting her husband. As a result, the couple argued fiercely. Meanwhile, their son was hiding behind the door, secretly watching the drama unfold. That night, the mother noticed a large number of flies suddenly appeared in the house. Following the flies' trail, she came to the basement. There she saw a bloodied towel on the floor. Then she discovered the tool cabinet door was sealed with a wooden board. When she saw this, she immediately realized something was terribly wrong. She quickly opened the toolbox, and indeed the dog's body was inside. The mother knew the dog had been unfriendly toward her son in the past few days, so she suspected her son must be involved. But the son, crying bitterly, told her his soul was always being driven out by another soul, and that soul would use his body to do terrible things. Helpless, the mother took her son to see a psychologist. The doctor, through hypnosis, awakened the soul that inhabited the boy's body. It turned out that in his past life he was a serial killer who enjoyed making women's hands into specimens. Later, because one woman escaped and reported him to the police, he was shot dead by the police on the spot. The time of his death was exactly the same as the boy's birth time. By a twist of fate, his soul had reincarnated into the boy's body. The psychologist told the mother that in order to make the soul leave her son's body, they had to help him fulfill his unfinished wish from his past life. So the mother went into the boy's room, found the killer's collection of information and drawings, but realized the woman in the drawings was the survivor who had managed to escape all those years ago. It was only at this moment that the mother suddenly understood. The killer was still after her other hand, so the mother drove the boy to find the woman from years ago. Facing the woman who had already lost one hand, the mother raised a gun and said she wanted her left hand. The woman was confused until the boy walked into the house and said one sentence. At that moment, the woman froze in fear, because 8 years ago the twisted serial killer who had imprisoned her had also said the same thing when cutting off her right hand. Before the woman could react, the boy suddenly rushed forward and stabbed her body with a knife. Only after the woman took her last breath did the boy, like a soulless shell, walk out. The mother thought the killer's soul had left and quickly followed her son into the yard. But then the boy suddenly turned around and mocked. "Did you really think your son is still alive?" The mother was completely enraged and decided to end this monster. But just at that moment, a gunshot rang out, and it was the mother who fell. It turned out that a passing hunter, thinking he had saved an innocent child, had shot her. The boy was sent to a new adoptive family. He looked at his new mother's beautiful hands and gave an evil, charming smile.